That's right. Oh, is that Marlon Brando?
Morning. I know I'm not certified in this. I do not have a license to drive these days. The challenges are.
So I drove this super good. I just need really? There. Riverside area? So we practicing. Yeah, I do. When I was I didn't All right, good morning. Hey, everybody, come on. Everybody up. Sing together. Yeah.
Together we are strong. I see God in you. You see God in me. One path, one vision, one family. Come together, dreams and hands we will join together to build a place we can grow together. Together we are whole. All right, good morning. Everybody have a seat. Relax. Good morning. Welcome to Scottsdale Center for Spiritual Living. I am Reverend Lee Height, and I am glad you're here. We're all glad you're here. Glad everybody's here in the space. Glad everybody's here with us out there in the online world on YouTube and YouTube Live, Facebook Live. We're thrilled to have you with us. And we're glad you're joining us on the journey this morning. Especially if you're here for the very first time. If you're here for the first time, please sign up for our mailing list, our little email list, keep up with what's going on here at the Center for Spiritual Living. You can also always find us on Facebook. Watch our live stream if you're not here in the space. Facebook Live, we're on Instagram, we're on Threads, we're on a lot of places. We're out there. And so go find us on whatever social media you use. If you're familiar with Facebook and you would like to, take the time to check in and let people know that you're here this morning. Let's see. Oh, today is the first Sunday of the month. And because it is the first Sunday of February, we celebrate all our February birthdays. So if you, anybody, February birthdays? Stand up. Stand up. Here we go. And do we have the music? Birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. There we go. All right, Stephen. Happy birthday. Come on now. Okay, this kind of goes along with the theme for the morning. If you didn't notice, we've been having a few technical difficulties because Joe is missing. That's okay. He's not missing. We know where he is. It's just he's not here, and we're covering for him, and we're doing the best we can. So hang in there, everybody. And applause for Reverend Jill, who is over there doing the best she can. So we appreciate that. I think we're due for a training session with Joe. Yeah, there we go. This is definitely more fun. Okay, so who's your pick for the Super Bowl next Sunday? All right, well, we'll find out. 49ers or Chiefs? I have a little more of a tie to Kansas City, I'll be honest. So go Chiefs. Not that I really care that much, but it doesn't matter. Both fans are welcome at our Super Bowl Gourmet for God. Today is the final Sunday to place your bid to attend. Festivities will start about 4 p.m. with pregame snacks and picking your squares and the friendly betting on the final score of each quarter. Okay. So sign-up sheet, bid sheet is in the lobby, so you can participate in that. We have such a great community here at Scottsdale CSL, and we are growing and happy to meet new friends and family each and every week. And we look forward to growing in spirit with you. So we share our vision and mission and purpose for being. And so would you join me in speaking that into the service here this morning? Reverend John Ryan. That's we're working on it. Moving on. I will read it in the service. How's that? Our mission is to provide spiritual tools for personal and community transformation. Our vision is a world that works for all. Our purpose is to awaken to our spiritual magnificence. And so it is. All right. In the good news department, write it down. Write it down. A new study has investigated neural networks and has shown the difference between typewriting and handwriting. Writing by hand has been found to improve spelling accuracy, memory recall, and if for no other reason that pen and paper has is cut off from the security of autocorrect. Researchers in Norway showed that when writing by hand, brain connectivity patterns are far more elaborate than when typewriting on the keyboard. Such widespread brain connectivity is known to be crucial for memory formation and for encoding new information, and therefore is beneficial for learning. They collected EEG data from university students, and they found that handwriting is much more effective than typing. Okay. It also explains why children who have learned to read and write on a tablet have difficulty differentiating between letters that are mirror images of each other, like B and D. They literally have not felt with their bodies what it feels like to produce those letters. So, old-fashioned handwriting is better for us in the long run.
Yeah, pencil.
With pencil, if you listen to Reverend Lee, pencil, yes, pencil is better than pen. All right, with that, let's shift gears. Let me come over here. And we have a new candle today. Thank you, Reverend Jill or Ron, whoever went and got it. Okay. Join with me. And we simply recognize the presence of divine life, divine love, the one infinite power and presence, one source of all that is, that surrounds us and folds us and lifts us up and carries us deeper within ourselves. And we know that it is in this that we live and move and have our being, then it, in, as, through, around each and every one of us here this morning. And as we enter into this time together here in the space, and all of you out there online joining us this morning, we do so with a sense of gratitude. Gratitude for life and love, gratitude for joy, gratitude for the connectivity that we feel. For we trust that at this energetic level, at this level of spirit, we are always one, we are always connected. We are always awake and aware and moving through this life together. And so we know that each and every one of us is blessed and is a blessing. Whether we are here or anywhere. Wherever people are gathered together or on their own, dedicated to a life of spirit, a life of awareness, a life of being awake. To love. Awake to joy. And so we know that no matter where we are, who we are blessed. And so in this time together, we celebrate life and love and joy and peace and know that all is well. And life is good and very good as each and every one of us. And so it is. Okay. Nope. Okay. Diane. We're going to skip the music. All right.
Good morning. Going to talk about gratitude. We know how good that is. I was thinking myself this morning, it just keeps growing and growing when you're grateful for things. It's like watering in your flowers and putting little fertilizer and giving it the right sun. It's great. And one of the Vietnamese proverbs about gratitude is when eating fruit, remember the one who planted the tree. Would anyone here like to share something they're grateful for this week, today, small or big, anything at all? Steve?
Had the opportunity, was it Friday night? Met with friends that I've known for 30 years plus. And one no longer lives in Arizona, lives in Virginia, and they're visiting, he and his wife. And the six of us laughed our asses off, just belly laugh. I went home with a headache and my face was sore because of just laughing so much. If you guys have never heard of the game, Blank Slate, get it. It is phenomenal. And it was just a lot of fun. And I'm very grateful for the friendship. And we picked up like it was yesterday that we'd last seen each other.
Okay, thank you. Anybody else have some things they're grateful for today? Oh,
I'm grateful for two women that I don't know their names, but I was in a store trying on a dress on Thursday during my lunch break, and the necklace that my mom bought for me, it just fell. And so we were all searching on the ground for it, and luckily we found all the pieces. And it was one lady, she got me a bag to put it all in, and so everything was good. And I actually have a acquaintance friend that's a jeweler in Old Town, so I was able to walk it to her, and she's going to have it fixed. But then I'm also grateful when I got home, went back to work. When I got home, I like opened the door. And as soon as I closed the door, I just sat there and started crying, just like a flood of missing my mom, of all the things. But in the, like, as I was doing that, I think it was something you said, Reverend Lee, at one point, like in the glimmer, you see something. But, anyways, so I was there and then I just started belly laughing because I'm looking at my refrigerator that she bought me, maybe a month and 2 months before she passed. And it was just funny because the refrigerator before that, you would shut the actual refrigerator part and the freezer part would open, right? So how many times the kids and I left the freezer open for hours until Alexis put a note on it. And then my parents came out and they're like, yeah, that's annoying. You need a new refrigerator. And so in the middle of just complete breakdown, it shifted into belly laughing, just thinking about the refrigerator. So I'm grateful for that moment too.
anyone else? Reverend Jill, I'm just grateful that as much as we love Joe, we love that you're doing Joe's job today. Thank you. And Joe, we miss you and we're grateful. You're doing a great job. I don't think I'd be wanting to do that. Joe's a hard act to follow. So, okay. We're talking about Gourmet for God again. It's back for 2024. And we discussed, I believe it was last week or the week before, that some people are very intimidated by the idea of the name Gourmet for God. It does not have to be gourmet. It doesn't even have to be food. I can remember playing some glow golf with Reverend Jill. Yeah, and going on a cruise with Beverly, and that was fun. So it doesn't have to be food. And there's a couple of other reasons people get intimidated. They say, well, I can't cook. Can I still host? Well, you can do something and let your guests, there will be food, if there will be. And you can order takeout, or like I said, do the golf thing we did, the boat thing, so many fun things. We actually had a Seder here that was really entertaining and very enlightening. If you haven't been to a Seder before, that was Carl and Nancy. That was great. And you can say, my home's too small to have people. I don't even own a dining room table. Don't worry. Again, partner with somebody who has a larger space. Have a tailgate party or a barbecue in your community center, or this space is available for no charge. So, and if you're not comfortable raising money, you don't want to sell tickets, we take care of all that here. And we put down our names. We want to come and be part, usually 10 to 12 people, and you bid the minimum $25. And all that money doesn't go to the host, it goes to the spiritual center. So again, so it's Gourmet for God. And if you think of some ideas, and if you think I'm not very creative and I can't think of the theme, talk to Reverend Jill and Val. And Val's not here today, but all of us can help you with ideas so we can do things. Dates fill up fast, so let us know. And bidding closes today for our Gourmet for God Super Bowl party at Ron and Jill's house, February 11th. And the 10 highest bidders will get front row seats, plenty of yummy snacks and beverages, plus a friendly squares betting game, and a take-home souvenir. $25 minimum bid. I think we're already at 30 or something, so that's good. We have another Sunday afternoon workshop coming on the 18th of the month. Reverend Lee will be teaching us about the tapestry of love. The tapestry of the experience and expression of life is woven together with love. There is a phrase, all my relation, used by the indigenous people of North America. This, along with our understanding of the connection of all life as love, expressing gives us a framework. So we're going to go look and find about the richer experience of love. It's after service. It's noon to 2, $10 suggested love offering for the sinner. Today, after Reverend Lee finishes his talk this morning, he's going to open the microphone again because often you sit here during the service and you hear things and you have questions. So we decided to have a little period after where you can ask about questions or stimulated in your brain by something Reverend Lee said. So we'll do that again today. If you want to, there's some pens and notepads on the front table if you need that. We love music today. Then we're going to have Scottsdale Center for Spiritual Living is very proud to welcome singer, songwriter, and storyteller again, Lee Robert. We want to let you know a little more about Lee. And one of the things Lee wants you to know is she's been involved in this experience of New Thought Spiritual since 1986 and involves, that's wonderful. So that you think that's important too. Singer, songwriter, and storyteller, Lily grew up in Phoenix, home of the Sonoran Desert of the Southwest. Three-part harmony with her brother and twin sister was her favorite child's play. She picked up a guitar at 12, wrote her first song at 14, and started her professional singing career at the age of 16, performing in coffee houses and boat clubs. She grew up riding horses on weekends with friends, attending rodeos, and singing for special occasion hay rides. She eventually graduated from Arizona State University with a BA with an emphasis on performing arts. Over the next few decades, she worked as Lee Robert and Friends, inviting other musicians to join her in a variety of alliances, venues, and musical styles, including jazz, country, blues, and folk. She eventually worked her way up to singing at the Fairmont Hotel in San Francisco, where Lily, with guitar, worked with a 13-piece orchestra. In 1986, she joined her father, Cavett Robert, in business and pursued professional speaking. Cavett Robert is the founder of the National Speakers Association. So Lee created her own niche in the speaking industry by combining speaking with original music, and she performed all over the United States, England, Finland, Germany, and New Zealand for audiences as large as 25,000 people. In 1999, Lily met her husband, Rick Flory, an entrepreneur and conservationist. She joined Rick in furthering his work promoting conservation and the protection of our environment. She's authored 2 books, a biography on her father entitled, and a business book co-authored by Dr. Judith Tingley entitled Gender Sale, How to Sell the Opposite Sex, published by Simon & Schuster. I don't have the name of your father's book. Your father, so I'll have to get that next time. Lily uses songwriting and storytelling to inspire people to connect to a deeper way to themselves and the world. Her very apparent love of the Western landscape inspires a lot of creativity, and in 2014 she released her 7th CD. Her last CD, Western Stars, became number 9 on the top 30 cowboy Western CD charts. She performs regularly at concerts, festivals, and gatherings, and is best known for her cowgirl jazz music that combines subtle colors and textures of jazz and the blues. Lee and her husband, Rick, live half the year in Jackson Hole, Wyoming, and the other half here in Paradise Valley. So please welcome the multi-talented Lee Robert.
I'm going to have to set this up just a little bit. This is on. was a little long. You have a beautiful voice, Diane, but are there any questions? We're going to have to edit that down. Well, I am going to just say that I always like to honor my audience in church by trying to write a song that fits with the theme of the sermon. Can everybody hear me okay? Well, I didn't really know if one would tone because being the first Sunday of the month, there's not weeks to write something. We're talking, there were days. But this came to me, and I do hope, I like the poem that you said earlier, and the one about the fruit, because this is called Fruit of the Spirit. And I hope you like this. I wrote this just in the last few days for you all. My best friend surrounds me with the qualities of love, patience when I need it, a kindness I sing of, goodness that can bring a joyful peace, assuring me that love is all I'll ever need. Like fruit that is so sweet to the taste, fruit of the Spirit, don't let it go to waste. Loving, joyful, peaceful, patient, kind, can help our families' hearts to remind us, good and faithful, gentle, self-control, fruit of the Spirit will never grow old. Love points the way, love points the way. It's a singular foundation, and love points the way, involved in all creation, from history to today. How does love show up in your life? Do you think the clouds go away? It survives. Like fruit that is so sweet to the taste, fruit of the Spirit, don't let it go to waste. Loving, joyful, peaceful, patient, kind, can help our nation's hearts to remind us, good and faithful, gentle, self-control, fruit of the Spirit will never grow old, and love points the way, love points the way. those we love and we adore. Fruit of the Spirit helps our love to soar. Loving, faith, peaceful, patient, kind, can help our world's hearts to remind us. Good and faithful, gentle, self-control. Fruit of the Spirit will never grow old. Love points the way. Love points the way. Love points the way. Thank you.
Thank you, Lisa. Whoop, whoop.
I was afraid someone else would do that.
All right. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Where is it? Oh, there. Like, where's all my stuff? Well, good morning. Welcome to February, the month of love, and all that good stuff. We're going to be talking about love this month. So I get to take a few minutes, kind of set the stage for the month, talk about love, steal all the good quotes. I left some for you. But I am going to go because, interestingly enough, if you look back in the index of The Science of Mind by Ernest Holmes, founder of Centers for Spiritual Living and all that, there's only a couple of references to love in the Science of Mind text, specifically, which is interesting because it plays such a big role in our lives. So let's go with this. Page 43 in The Science of Mind. Love rules through law. Ernest writes this. In an intelligent study of the teachings of the science of mind, we come to understand that all is love and yet all is law. Love rules through law. Love is the divine givingness. Love is the way. Love is spontaneous. Law is impersonal. We should study the nature of reality with this in mind, and in this way we shall avoid two grave mistakes, either viewing life as made up of only mechanical laws, or viewing it as made up only of spontaneous actions, irrespective of law and order. As we gain the broader viewpoint, we shall see that life must contain two fundamental characteristics. We shall see that there is an infinite spirit operating through an infinite and immutable law. In this, cosmos, and not chaos, finds an eternal existence in reality. Love points the way, and law makes the way possible. So I'll be coming back to that as we go through the talk today. Love is so much. We have lots of different kinds of love. We have love songs. We have love poems. We have love lost, love found, love on the TV, love in the movies. We have love in greeting cards. We have familial love. We have romantic love. We have unconditional love. We have conditional love. We have transactional love. But if it's transactional love, is it really love? We have a lot of questions about love. And we have a lot of people who think they know a lot about love. Isn't that interesting? So beyond the kinds of love that I've mentioned here, any contributions from the audience, from the group? What else? What other kinds of love can you think of? Anybody? Don't be shy. Puppy love. I like that. I was listening to a podcast the other day, and they were talking about they were talking about new relationship energy, right? We have that big, fuzzy, new relationship energy, excitement kind of love, puppy love. And then after about 12, 18 months rolls around, you've got, if that relationship has lasted, right, you've got established relationship love, which they described as kind of like, warm, fuzzy socks snuggling by a fire. The kind of comfortable relationship love where there is that absolute sense of trust and knowing, where we're comfortable, but not too comfortable. So there's that kind of love. And as I mentioned kind of in the description for the workshop in a couple of weeks, and I invite all of you to come join us for that. We're going to have some fun. And we're going to learn some stuff. But the indigenous peoples of North America talk about all my relations. Often hear that reference, all my relations. In their practice and in their teaching and all of that, it's all about connection. And we're not here on the planet by ourselves. We are here with each other, doing things with each other. And sure, we have our time by ourselves, and sure, we have our time in the silence, and we have our time when we're learning and growing, and certainly we experience this life all inside of ourselves. And in the midst of all of that, it's about our connections to people. And as we will learn about in the book of the month, Love Unveiled, it's about our connection to divine life. I'm going to have a quote here from the first chapter. He writes, "To love means to fly heavenward, which means spiritual development and growth. Flying heavenward happens through rending the veils. And that rending is the process of love." And in this book, he talks frequently about rending the veils, about stripping away these ideas that separate us from our awareness, our connection to the divine, to what he calls the beloved, and what Rumi calls the beloved. The beloved being that infinite spirit, we call it God, call it whatever we want to call it, spirit, source. It is love itself. Ernest Holmes goes on to define love as the self-givingness of spirit through the desire of life to express itself in terms of creation. Love is a cosmic force whose sweep is irresistible. And I know that we come back to that again and again and again in our teaching. We probably talk more about love and its influence and its, what's the word? Its desire for expression more than anything else. I think for me, and for many of us, love is what moves us forward. The desire for expression, the desire for experience, the desire for care and comfort. And it's not as if we are creating anything new. We may be creating a new experience for ourselves by stripping aside, by rending the veil, as he writes, by letting go of doubt, letting go of fear, letting go of insecurity, letting go of these thoughts that say, man, I'm just not enough. I'm not good enough. I'm not handsome enough. I'm not attractive enough. I'm not funny enough. I'm not entertaining. I'm not da 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 da. What else, right? How many stories have we told ourselves? I don't know about you. I've told myself a lot of stories about how I'm not enough, how I'm not deserving of having a good life, how I'm not deserving of a decent relationship, how I'm not deserving of being prosperous. I've told myself these stories until I got tired of them. How many of you are tired of telling yourself those stories? I'm tired of it. We don't need to tell those stories. Let's tell some better stories. Because love is divine givingness. And the law says yes. So if love is divine givingness, then what are the gifts I'm giving? What are the gifts I'm sharing with the world? What are the gifts I'm sharing with myself? It's like I like to end my day as I'm going to bed laughing. I've gotten into the habit of doing that. Boy, what a difference. A funny story, a joke, a laugh, a giggle with my partner. What a difference. What a difference. Allowing myself the gift that says, you know what, I can be happy. I get to be happy. And that's a choice I get to make. That's a choice we all get to make. And that's giving myself the gift of freedom, giving myself the gift of having a choice, of knowing that I do get to make a choice, of knowing that I do get to create a life that is better today, just a little bit, than it was yesterday. Because if I can shift my perspective, if I can shift my knowing 0.5% a day and do that on a daily basis, imagine compounding that over the course of a year. I can't do that math in my head, but it's a lot. How much better can I be if I choose to be just a little bit better, a little more loving, a little more caring, a little kinder with myself? Because when I do that with me, what happens to the rest of my relationships in the world? They get better too. Because what are the rest of the relationships in my life? What do we know them to be? We know them to be mirrors of us. All of my relationships in the world are mirrors of my relationship with me. Now I can look at that. Now it's like we get to choose how we look at that too. I was in a conversation with somebody yesterday, with a group yesterday, and I said, all these relationships in the world, there are mirrors, and we get to leverage those for our growth. We get to leverage all that mirroring in the world mirroring back to me the content of my own consciousness. I get to leverage that for my good. Because that's what it's all there for, ultimately, isn't it? I get to use that to learn and grow, to better myself. And as I better myself, I better my experience of the rest of the world. And I begin to clear the path for others as well. The writer of the book, Love Unveiled, A.H. Alma, says this. He says, now we can see that the development of the soul is nothing but the rending of the veils that separate you from the beloved. The development of the soul is nothing but the rending of the veil that separates you from the beloved. Tearing all that apart. Letting go of all the fear, all the pain, all the doubt. We built up the veil, and we can take it apart, thread by thread, piece by piece. So we get to the point where I am loving me. I am loving me and I am loving you. Caring, learning, growing, all of it. Remembering that it's cosmos, divine order, not chaos. Although chaos is part of the equation sometimes. We get to stir things up, man. But divine order always comes out on top. But we have to go through a little bit of chaos sometimes to find that new order. We take it apart and put it back together. We take it apart, put it back together. I know so much has happened in my life. So many things have happened on my journey where I thought, oh my goodness, what have I done now? Anybody else? I know, I'm not alone. We all do it. We forget and then we remember. I can remember especially times when I was in ministerial school sitting with study partners or study groups, and we're throwing our hands up going, what? What is going on? I thought this was supposed to make things better and learning and growing and da, 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 da. And my life is falling apart. What the heck is going on? We're letting go. Sometimes setting aside what no longer serves us looks like chaos. Sometimes letting go of the things that just don't fit in the way my new life is, that just don't fit in the becoming phase of what I'm doing, we get to let those go. And the degree of chaos that ensues in that process is directly equivalent to the amount of attachment I have to what that is. Do y'all follow that one? The more we hold on, the more painful the process will be. So let it go. So let it go. Sometimes being my own best friend, which is my title I just got reminded of when I looked over there. Sometimes being my own best friend means telling the hard truth. Sometimes being my own best friend looks like saying, you know what? Take the day off, take a bath, go play golf, burn some of that PTO that you've been holding on to in case of an emergency. Sometimes I am as important as that emergency could be. Sometimes filling my own cup so that when I'm giving from the saucer and not from the cup, is the best thing I can do for me and everybody else. Sometimes being my own best friend is reminding myself that I'm worthwhile, that I am enough, that the goodness and truth and beauty that I ascribe to whatever divinity I believe this life is, whatever divinity I believe this world, this universe is created from, remembering and reminding myself that that is what I am made of. And that is what is seeking to express itself through me. That divine love, light, life, peace, power, beauty, joy, health, wholeness, prosperity, all of that is seeking expression through me, as me, in each and every moment. And the best, most friendly thing I can do for me, being my own best friend, is reminding me that, yes, all of that is what I am. And all of that is what is seeking expression through each and every person in my world. And to embrace that in me is to embrace that in everyone else as well. That is love. Love as the givingness of spirit. Love as spontaneity, and love being the way that we seek to live. Love being the way of life that we seek to embrace in a deeper, more expansive way each and every day. So, your turn. Thoughts, questions, contemplations.
I think I heard you say something about getting rid of PTO, and I missed what PTO is.
Oh, paid time off. Vacation time, PTO. Yeah. Yeah. I tend to save it for, unnecessarily. Yes, Diane.
I had a quick revelation that I'm really good at unconditional love when it comes to pets and animals. And all the people in my life, I sometimes find myself in my head about. And I don't need to be in my head, I need to be in my heart. That was such a revelation that it's so easy to do for pets and animals, but not. So I'm hoping to remind myself when I catch myself coming from someone that I really love, I'm in my head about. That's crazy.
Mm-hmm. All right. Thank you. Anybody else? Thank you, Diane. Victoria.
Yeah. Now that I'm in my 8th decade of living, ninth? No. Okay. Anyway, thank you. Thank you for that. I've taken you off my love list right now. When I was younger, and the first person that you loved, you were just so in love, and you're 16 years old, and then they don't love you. And I've learned now all these years, I used to think there were different types of love for your children, love for your mate, love for your pet. And I'm really finding that the love is the same feeling. It's this unconditional feeling of caring for someone else, of respecting and seeing someone else, or your pet, or whatever. And I also found that I was married for 35 years and I left my husband. Didn't mean I didn't love him, because I still do, even though he's passed away. It was that I could no longer live with him, but I still loved him. I still cared what happened to him. I still respected all the qualities that he had. So I think now that I've had all these experiences over my life, I see the commonality of love, and that it stays forever, even if that person doesn't love you back. If your best friend does something and you no longer can be friends, you no longer can do things together, but you still love her because you see that perfection in that person and the perfection in the relationship, and what that person in that situation caused you to grow. So,
Great. Thank you. Anybody else? Okay, then. Oh,
I have a question
sure.
about the cup and the saucer. Can you explain that?
The cup and the saucer. Okay. I'll explain the cup and the saucer. So, what's that? Okay, so the cup and the saucer. So, it's very much about this whole self-care metaphor. So, the cup and the saucer is like, we have this cup, right, where we're giving and we give from this cup. We're taking care of others, taking care of friends, taking care of family, giving here, giving there, giving everywhere. But if we don't pause to take care of ourselves, then eventually that cup becomes depleted, right? So there is a school of thought that says, we take care of ourselves to such a degree that that cup overflows and it overflows into the saucer. So that we care to ourselves to such a degree that we're not giving necessarily from the cup anymore, we're giving from the overflow. We're giving from the saucer. And we keep that cup full so that we don't deplete ourselves. Okay? So that is, good question. Thank you. That is the metaphor. So anybody else real quickly? No? Okay. Great. Practicing the principles. This week, let's commit to living more from our foundation of love. Let's live with this one question. What would love do here and now? So in the face of whatever challenge, whatever situation, whatever question, whatever choice we have, let's pause and ask the question, what would love do here? What would love do here and now in the face of whatever it is? Okay? So that is the practice this week. So with that, Lily.
I'm very excited to sing this next one for you that I wrote because it's called Become Your Own Best Friend. And I was a little concerned that my best friend was not, I wasn't exactly sure what Reverend Lee was going to be talking about, how it would relate to my best friend, but I think I pegged it right. I hope you enjoy my original Become Your Own Best Friend. If you're feeling like life is passing you by and stress driving you around the bend, start to lay the foundation of love and become your own best friend. Inward, upward, onward, like an eagle out into the blue. Inward, upward, onward, and become your own best friend. Yeah, yeah. Well, there's a hunger deep inside of you. Your destiny starts today. And though you may not see it yet, love will point the way. Inward, upward, onward, possibilities have no end. Inward, upward, onward, become your own best friend. Oh yeah, the best is yet to come in 2024. Partner with the great creator, partner with the source. Inward, upward, onward, possibilities have no end. Inward, upward, onward, and become your own best friend. Become your own best friend. Possibilities without end.
All right. Thank you, Lily. Wonderful, 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 wonderful. All right, now it's time for our grateful giving. It's time for our spiritual practice of keeping the cycle of good and prosperity and abundance and health and wholeness, all of it moving. Ernest Holmes writes this: the universe operates through dynamic exchange. Giving and receiving are different aspects of the flow of universal energy. In our willingness to give what we seek, we keep the abundance of the universe circulating in our lives. So we invite everybody online or in the room to join us in this practice this morning. We have links on our website, including links to Zelle and PayPal. There are many ways to join and support our center. To make your, if you go to the link on the website, you have the opportunity to make it a recurring donation, something that happens at a cycle, a recurring cycle of your choice, daily, weekly, monthly, annually, whatever. You get to pick. You get to choose. If you are making a donation in cash today, we have envelopes. You can write your name on it, put your contact information on here so we can send a report to you at the end of the year, so we know who you are. Credit cards in the lobby as well. There's a QR code that we use. We have, yeah, lots of ways you can give, and we try to make it as easy as possible. We also have this little program, I think it's wonderful, called Money Finders. Money Finders is a great way to create a consciousness that just attracts not necessarily unexpected income, but because we expect our good all the time, but serendipitous income. Income that's not necessarily planned for, that just happens. Somebody pays for your coffee in line at Starbucks or something. Somebody buys your dinner for you. Somebody, I don't know, you save money unexpectedly or in an unplanned way. 10% of that goes in here. The other 90% stays with you. It's a great way to create extra income in your world. So we invite you to do that. So if you'd like to hold your gift over your heart, if that's comfortable for you, and join me in the affirmation. I am an open channel through which prosperity flows. I am accept the divine flow of goodness, ideas, and substance through me now. I am grateful for my full and prosperous life, and so it is.
I'm so grateful. 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 Gratitude for me. Gratitude behind me. Gratitude to the left of me. Gratitude to the right of me. Gratitude for me. Gratitude below me. Gratitude within me. Gratitude all around me. I'm so grateful. 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 I'm so grateful.
I'm so grateful. All right, we just take time to be grateful for the practice of abundance and prosperity we have experienced here this morning. We're so very, very grateful for the infinite and ever-present flow of abundance, health, wholeness, and prosperity in our lives, as we demonstrated here right now. We are grateful for the gifts that have been shared with us. Grateful for the opportunity to participate in the flow and share that with others, as it goes forward to bless, heal, and prosper the life of the center, the lives of the people that participate here, and the lives of the community that we serve at large. So we receive this, knowing that it is pressed down, shaken together, and running over in an ever-expanding cycle of good. And so we let it be, and so it is. All right. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Thank you for all the people online. Just a few closing reminders. If you'd like prayer today, I will be available after the service. Even either come see me, we can talk afterwards, or you can leave a prayer request in the prayer box out in the lobby, on the table, or use the link on the website 24/7. Also, a reminder that Reverend Jill and I are available for spiritual coaching if you'd like to really take a deep dive into your spiritual life on a one-on-one basis with Reverend Jill or myself. We are available for that. You can do that by appointment with either one of us. Let's see here. Final opportunity to sign up for Reverend Jill's Gourmet for God Super Bowl party next Sunday. $25 minimum bid. There are only the 10 highest bidders. Is that correct? 10 highest bidders get to. Okay, 10 highest bidders get to attend. There's a list, a bid sheet in the lobby. Looks like it's been pretty active. Next Sunday, we'll be back right here as we continue our Foundations of Love series with Reverend Jill's talk, Love Uniting, where we will explore love and relationships, why we want them, perhaps need them, and the spiritual significance to having them. So if you'd like to stand for the affirmation and our closing. We have a closing song, we're just going to go. We're just going to call the affirmation. If we get music after that, bravo. If not, we'll just adjourn. Join me. I live in peace and share my joy. I am empowered by spiritual truth. Today, I choose to live as love. And so it is. See y'all next week. Have a wonderful, wonderful